Hey guys, so we are going to be jumping into a slightly controversial topic today, and what we're going to be focusing on is the King's move a legitimate move in arm wrestling? Should it be outlawed? Should it stay in the sport? What are we going to do about the King's move? So, for me, the King's move is best represented by a few athletes on the planet. For me, the best King's move proponent is Crazy George Zakowicz from Canada. He is probably the best King's mover, but the most notable one, and the one who is often attacked most in terms of being critical of his style, is of course super heavyweight monster Michael Todd. Now, both of these guys use the King's move as their move 99% of the time when they are taking on an opponent that is in the same bracket in terms of their power level. So both of those guys, I'm sure, have the ability to finish matches in many other ways against lesser opponents. But when these guys come up against someone of a high caliber, they instantly drop to a King's move. Now, the King's move is, of course, characterized by the open arm position. It is characterized by the fact that we're no longer standing up. We drop our body low. Now, the rules of arm wrestling say that you're going to have to keep your shoulders, at least one shoulder above the height of the table, which is debatable. It's hard. A lot of referees do allow a lot of people to get away with it. And the key thing to a King's move is the fact that the arm wrestler gets on the inside of their elbow and gets a whole lot of extra pronation as a result of that. They sit on that pronation, they get out into the hand and start gassing out their opponent's hand. Now, there have been many people try to go through a King's move. Going through a King's move is an incredibly difficult thing to do. A flop wrist press can do it, but against a very seasoned King's mover, they will be able to add the appropriate side pressure in between the transition from, say, hooking to the flop press. So the King's move does seem, to the untrained eye, or to the observer of the sport, that the King's move is almost an unbeatable move. And hence the name, the King's move, because like Crazy George Zakowicz, he just can't be pinned. It seems like he can't be pinned. Even against people who you would swear are stronger than him, he can't be pinned. Now, to me, there's a couple of things about the King's move that I want to point out. Look, I'm going to declare that I am fine with the King's move being in the sport. I think the King's move has its place, and I think that it takes more intelligence to actually beat the King's move than it does take muscle. Okay, too many people get excited about the pin when it comes to beating King's movers. Now, so before we get on to how to beat a King's move, I want to talk about the elephant in the room, which is all of the people that complain about the King's move. All the people that hate on Michael Todd. You don't hear as many hating on King George because he's old and cool and can beat young guys using it, so it's okay. But to the people hating on Michael Todd, I want to say this. Go and try the King's move at your next comp. Be brave enough to just hit the King's move off the go and see if you can pull it off. See if you can do what Michael Todd does against someone just hitting and you get into the straps, drop into a King's move, and see if your pronation is good enough to not be turned over and end up palm up. Okay, the King's move isn't easy. It's not easy to do. It is easy to do at the right time. I train it a lot. When I'm arm wrestling guys a lot lighter than me, I might practice my King's move just so we can get more of a balance point. But against guys my same level power, it is an incredibly hard thing to do. It is not easy to get your pronation away and get outside of everybody's hand on the planet. So keep that in mind, that just because it looks like it's unbeatable, trust me, it's not. And if you want to experience it in your next comp, be brave enough to have a go at hitting the King's move from the start and see how you go. So that is my big thing. Like, it's within the rules. It's okay. Michael Todd has mastered it. Crazy George has mastered it. I think we need to get off their cases a bit when it comes to actually being critical about the move. Particularly anyone who's saying it's a cheating move, whatever, I don't care. It's not. Okay, everyone gets away with stuff in arm wrestling. People carve too much. People get their webbing too high. People load when they shouldn't be. People go before the go. Michael Todd occasionally drops his shoulder below the table when he's desperate. All sorts of things happen. Okay, let's not just be bashing on the King's move. So how do you beat a damn King's move? We've seen Devon Larratt do it. Go and watch Devon Larratt against Michael Todd. He goes around the King's move, not through the King's move. And that is the one critical thing, is you've got to have patience. When you're against a King's move, there's this temptation to go for the pin. A King's mover doesn't beat you with active force. A King's mover beats you by bleeding you, and they will pin you with a very passive offense. Okay, they will slowly take away your breathing room. Every time you look for a rest or to re-engage a new hit, they'll take a couple of centimeters, a couple of millimeters here, there, and before you know it, you're working in this tiny little angle, trying to get some access to some power. Okay, and then before you know it, you'll be gassed and they'll pin you with a very passive force. So you've got to avoid going for the pin. You've got to go up and around, back over your own shoulder. Be patient. Kick back, rise, and don't do it with aggressive force. The number one tip that I would give you if you want to beat someone with a King's move is make the King's mover try to pin you. Refuse to engage him. Off the go. Don't do anything. Often the King's movers go backwards on their first move. You go backwards too. When the King mover goes backwards, you go backwards. And refuse. And every time you go back, kick back and rise. And then relax. Let him try to pin you. If he goes to pin you, kick back, rise. Kick back, rise. Play the long game. Be more patient than the King's mover. And that is your best chance of getting... Frustrate the hell out of them as opposed to them frustrating the hell out of you. Anyway. King's move, that's it for me. Guys, it's legal. It's fine. Stop hating on it. If you think it should be outlawed, my challenge is go and try it for yourself before you get so certain that it should be outlawed because it's a cheat move or it's too easy. Anyway, guys, that's it. Hope you are well. See you next time.